I heard something this morning that stopped me cold, because once you connect the dots, it changes everything. The numbers are slipping, the CBA clock is ticking, and the league's biggest star just exposed an uncomfortable truth. This isn't about highlights or hype anymore. It's about whether the WNBA is building something real, or watching its biggest moment quietly fall apart. But before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss moments like this. Let's get into it.
Man, I heard something this morning and I was like, whoa. Okay, that's news. That's news. We got two things. We've got David Samson, who is a very well-known, well-respected.
And I promise you that Adam Silver is thinking about that, and the players are thinking about that.
How real is that?
And Adam Silver not going to play this game with the WNBA. Like, the players are going to cave on this.
That clip wasn't just another moment on the court. It was a warning shot. The kind you don't ignore if you're paying attention. No league wants to watch its numbers spike, wobble, and then completely fall apart by day 3. Yet that's exactly what happened the moment Caitlin Clark returned to the floor with Team USA last weekend. Raleigh didn't offer opinions, it offered evidence. And that evidence clashes hard with the WNBA's constant talk about momentum, growth, and expanding audiences. Day 1, a surge driven by curiosity. People tuned in just to see what the buzz was about. Day 2, the slide started, casual viewers quietly checking out. Day 3, a straight drop-off, the kind that exposes just how shallow the pool really is. That's not a fluke, that's the market speaking plainly. And if you're the WNBA staring toward a potential 2026 season, that message should make you uncomfortable. This isn't background noise. It's a signal flashing red.
Now owners will end the WNBA.
Really trying to get a landing spot for tons of issues, not just housing or minimums or tagging a percentage of revenue.
If the players are not going to move on a revenue split versus derive revenue share off of a fixed number, what is your opinion on what happens?
Maybe the end of the WNBA.
Reports are already coming out that players rejected the owner's latest offer, and that alone should set off alarms. The math behind it is even scarier. If a CBA isn't locked in by March or April, the 2026 season isn't just at risk, it's hanging by a thread. A lockout doesn't pause progress, it erases it. And right now, the WNBA can't afford that kind of reset. The momentum that once felt unstoppable is already starting to fade. Pointing to unrivaled as a safety net doesn't fix the issue either, especially when that league didn't pull in the audience many expected. When your backup plan stumbles before the main product even stops, that's not misfortune. That's a warning sign. Now here's where things get interesting, because what came out of Team USA camp matters far more than the headlines suggest. This was the first real look at where Caitlin Clark actually stands. Chloe Peterson of the Indy Star became the first WNBA reporter with extended access to watch Caitlin practice with the national team. And what she saw cuts through a lot of the speculation around the eardrum injury from the playoffs. The biggest takeaway was straightforward. The shot never left. Those deep logo threes that made Caitlin a household name are still very real. The range is intact. Just as important, the speed is coming back. And that's critical because her quick first step is what forces defenders into bad decisions, opens passing lanes, and creates breakdowns the moment someone hesitates. Physically, she looks nearly all the way back. Caitlin herself said she feels 100% healthy, and that matches what showed up on the floor. The challenge now isn't health, it's timing. After missing time, the rhythm is slightly off, and at this level, being a half step late changes everything. The shots are there, but the flow between dribble, release, and decision still needs reps to fully click. The injury didn't take anything from her skill set. The layoff disrupted her cadence. That kind of rust doesn't disappear overnight, especially when the competition spikes this high. Defense is the part of Caitlin's game. People tend to tiptoe around, but Team USA camp made that conversation unavoidable. Matching up with Kelsey Plum exposed some real moments of struggle. Plum's pace, strength, and experience created problems, particularly while Caitlin is still shaking off rust. This wasn't about effort. It was reaction time, angles, and positioning against one of the toughest guards in the league. Those weaknesses showed, and that's exactly what camp is supposed to do. It tests players. It doesn't hide them. The film from those moments will matter. The most telling stretch came later. When Caitlin shared the floor with Paige Buchers, the energy shifted instantly. This wasn't about rankings, hype, or who's better. The value was in how their games fit together. Both process the game quickly, move intelligently without the ball, and understand spacing at an elite level. Instead of clashing, their styles complemented each other. One bends defenses with shooting gravity, the other controls the tempo with balance and precision. The floor opened up. The game slowed down in the best way. That's the kind of pairing coaches think about long term, not for highlight reels, but because it works. Team USA camp didn't reveal a finished product. It showed progress, rust, pressure, and flashes of what's coming. Caitlin Clark is healthy, recalibrating and adjusting to the highest level of competition. That reality carries more weight than any single drill or viral clip. And that's the real calculation Team USA is making right now.
Every player is a free agent. All of them want money and need money. If you have a well-capitalized and well-funded business, the way Project B may be, that could be the end of the WNBA. And I promise you that Adam Silver is thinking about that, and the players are thinking about that.
How real is that?
No one is getting cut from this camp. This is not about trimming a roster in the moment. This is about building chemistry with an eye toward 2028 and beyond, letting players coexist, compete, and learn how they fit together long term. Now let's address the obvious topic people immediately locked onto. Team USA updated Caitlin Clark's official headshot and bio this week, and the image shows noticeable weight loss in her shoulders compared to her rookie season. Before anyone jumps to conclusions, it is important to understand what that actually means. This is Caitlin at her natural playing weight, not the heavier version she carried through a brutal 40-game WNBA season plus playoffs. That extra mass was a product of endurance, recovery, and survival over a long grind. With rest and a lighter workload, her frame has settled back into what it normally looks like when she is not fighting through constant travel and contact. Her updated professional bio now reads like a history book. Single season assist record, rookie scoring record with 769 points, the first rookie triple-double in WNBA history, 2024 Rookie of the Year, first team All-WNBA, making her only the fifth rookie ever to earn that honor. Seeing those accomplishments listed back-to-back removes any debate about the scale of what she pulled off in one season. That context matters, especially when media coverage enters the picture. Chloe Peterson later sat down with the indie star for a nearly 2-hour interview breaking down her team, USA Access, and what she observed on video. Despite being the first reporter granted that level of access to Caitlin Clark at national team camp, the video pulled surprisingly low engagement. Those numbers stand in sharp contrast to the traffic Caitlin generates during games on social platforms and through short clips. The gap says a lot about the audience. Fans show up to watch her play. They replay highlights and react to quick takes, but long-form breakdowns of her development do not hold the same pull. That disconnect reveals the reality of the current fan base and how attention around Caitlin Clark actually functions right now. The appetite just is not there. That is not a knock on Chloe Peterson's work at all. It is a reality check about what this audience actually wants. They want the spectacle, not the substance. And those are two very different things. So let's put all of this together and look at what it really means for the WNBA's future.
Saying, how probable is that?
It'll be unpopular if the WNBA folds. Unpopular to who? To the large majority of the... I'm not sure I understand what you're saying.
Okay, we're just going to stop it right there. He's got a great point. Unpopular to what? Even with all the new fans, 2.5 million people? If they're gone tomorrow, 2.5 million people. And that's on the very high end.
The numbers told the story before anyone wanted to say it out loud. Team USA camp viewership spiked, dipped, spiked again, then completely fell apart by the final session. That's not growth. That's curiosity burning off. Fans showed up for one reason, and once that spark faded, so did they. At the same time, the clock is ticking on CBA negotiations, with January 6th hanging like a warning sign. If this drags into March or April, the 2026 season isn't just threatened, it's in real danger. And unlike other leagues, the WNBA doesn't have generations of loyal fans willing to wait through silence. The momentum built in 2024 is already slipping. A lockout wouldn't slow it down. It would erase it. Caitlin Clark is healthy, still shaking off rust from the eardrum injury, but her game hasn't disappeared. The range is there, the vision is there. Defenses still bend when she touches the ball. The defensive questions are still real, and Team USA is clearly measuring how she fits with the next wave, especially Paige Buecher's. These camps aren't about today. They're about 2028. But the media numbers expose something uncomfortable. Long-form access barely moves the needle. A 2-hour interview with exclusive Team USA insight goes quiet, a 30-second logo 3 explodes. That gap isn't accidental. It's the difference between celebrity attention and real sports fandom. Here's the hard truth tying it. So what happens if there's no 2026 season? If negotiations turn into a full lockout? Momentum disappears. Caitlin loses a year of her prime. Casual fans move on. And when the league returns, it's starting from zero again. Day 1 was curiosity. Day 2 was decline. Day 3 was collapse. That's not loyalty, that's novelty wearing thin. If the league can't turn one star's gravity into lasting structure, this era risks becoming a one-hit moment. Caitlin Clark did her part. Ratings surged. Records fell. The league mattered again. What happens next isn't on her. It's on leadership, labor decisions, and whether the WNBA understands the difference between attention and attachment. Because attention fades fast. Attachment survives silence. That's where this story pauses. Not because it's over, but because the next chapter is being written behind closed doors. And when it breaks, it's going to change everything.